You are live.
Live. How much people do we have on there? Can we want at least one
8
person?
people, 2 likes.
Oh, wow. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Max. I'm here with Caleb from DSLR Video Shooter. Thank you, Caleb, for joining me.
Absolutely.
So, we're on a cell phone right now.
Yeah.
Our plans kind of just didn't work out the way we wanted it to be. No Wi-Fi, no laptop type stuff, but we're going to go with it. So, I'm glad you were still up for it.
I'm always down.
So in this video, we're going to talk about, basically, we want to answer you guys' questions, whatever filmmaking questions. If you guys have questions about NAB, something that you saw here, maybe we checked it out, questions about YouTube, lighting, audio, whatever you guys want to do, I think we'll just do our best. We'll test our knowledge and see what we do. And then we're also doing a video together on Caleb's channel about kind of what we liked most about NAB, kind of what we enjoyed most, so kind of top 3 things, right?
Absolutely.
So after this video, we're going to shoot that, and you guys make sure you go over to his channel. If you're not yet subscribed, I know a lot of you guys are, hit that subscribe button on his channel so that you guys can see the video we're going to shoot together, not in an iPhone. Hopefully better audio, better quality, everything else. So anything you want to add to that?
No, thanks for having me. It was so great to finally meet Max.
It was, yeah,
all these other
really cool.
YouTubers that you chat online. It's just awesome to put an avatar or a face to that avatar.
Yeah, definitely. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask. Vadim, are there any questions so far?
There's one, but I don't know, it's not great. One guy's like, he said, you guys expect any major camera, I guess, reveals here?
You're at NAB?
Yeah.
We would have been nice to see that Panasonic, whatever the heck was underneath the not so cover up.
C100 killer?
Yeah.
So you have the C100, right? Are you still shooting with
I'm gonna sell it for anyone who's looking for a C100. But I don't really shoot with it too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's the autofocus compared to the A6500, and I'm a 4K board at this point. It's so hard to go back.
Exactly. So
really
once the GH4 came out, people are asking, do you, I still shoot? I'm like, no, I shoot everything in 4K, no matter what. Like for a wedding, like I have an upcharge for 4K. Even if they don't pay that upcharge, I don't care. I deliver it to any, I shoot everything in 4K.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
So you mentioned autofocus. You saw the whole autofocus thing that happened. And so much people say pros don't use autofocus, and I made like a joking blog thing about it and everything else. You're saying you're using the autofocus.
Yeah, I think pros who say they don't use autofocus haven't played with the A6500 or the C300 Mark II. Yes, that camera is right now kind of the king. The A6500 is also really good.
Yeah.
Once you play with those, it changes everything.
Definitely.
It's really, really good.
And like the A9 that I just played with, that's even better than the A6500.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
I should look at that camera after all.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing the same tech's going to be in the A7S III or
Right.
whatever else comes out.
Awesome.
And when I went through that whole process, I know some of you guys know this already, but I talked to multiple different filmmakers. One guy I met in person, and they're like, Hollywood, they're using C300 Mark IIs. They're renting them specifically for shots where they want autofocus. They're shooting with reds, something else, and they're getting that camera for autofocus. So, yeah, my point of view is use whatever tool does the job best. So if autofocus could do a better job than I can in certain situations, I have no problem using it, and I am fully embracing it. So
Absolutely, me too. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Any news on Blackmagic pocket cameras?
No.
I wish.
Nothing?
That's what I wanted to see at NAB.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure there's not going to have an A7S III, which is what I'm really waiting for. That's not going to be here at NAB. But I was really hoping they would do that, and they haven't.
If they took their little tiny cube camera, put a tiny baby grip on it, and like, what's the sensor size on that? Is that also Super 16?
Yeah.
Beef that up just a little bit, use a Micro Four Thirds or something. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if they were, I think a lot of people would buy that. So maybe not GH5 size, a little bit smaller, maybe A6500
I'm
size.
thinking like G7.
Yeah.
Just a little grip on that, what they already have.
And sell that thing for maybe $2,000 with RAW built in and better, not 20-minute battery life.
Yeah.
So fix that, and they would sell a lot of them. But I don't know. It seems like they're just a lot of people are stepping up to that higher price range, and that's kind of what they want to stay in.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no, but we'd really like to see that.
All right. Any news on Panasonic GH5 AF from the reps?
That's on you. I got nothing
Nothing
there.
specifically from the reps, other than they know it doesn't work well. They can't really say anything, but yeah, it just kind of doesn't work well. Now, from somebody else, they did say that Panasonic is working as fast as possible to try to do a firmware update to improve it and try to get that out as quick as possible, because this whole situation is not good for them and not good for. I mean, GH5s are still like sold out everywhere as far as I know. They're selling like crazy. And it's a great camera, but that really does matter. So they are, even though none of the main Panasonic guys have said anything, I've heard from other sources that is what they're doing.
All right, is there anything that was revealed here that you guys want to upgrade to or buy at any
Yeah. How about, you got anything?
Well, I don't know if upgrade to, but that small HD.
Yeah, that's really hot.
Yeah, the 5-inch small HD 800 nit, and it can power the Sony camera at the same time. So about 2.5 hours off one battery, powering both the monitor, and like now that he works with me, we got shooting, and he can flip that sucker around, and I can 5-inch screen, I can see the framing, say, hey, I want to get closer, further, or whatever. That's probably the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah, that's pretty high up there on my list as well. The iFootage motion control system. Have you seen that?
No, you told me about that.
Okay, this will kind of be in the other video that there are top 3 things. But it's essentially, think of a slider with a tripod head on it, right? A fluid head. Well, that fluid head is the motion control system.
Built into
It's
it.
tiny. Yeah, it's built in and it's beautiful. Has everything you could possibly want in a motion control system.
Is it still a fluid head though if you don't want to
No,
motion?
no, it's
Okay.
but you can pop it off and throw on whatever you want. But the beautiful thing is there's no rods, there's no belts. It's all geared teeth on these tracks that clip together for a perfect, seamless, infinite, track. So you can do a little baby 1 foot or do like a massive track for like high speeds, slow motion, and it's going to be like $1,000 for like $1,100 for like a fully pinned 3-axis system.
So close to half the price of other systems.
Of like the next thing up, yeah. And it looks really, really good. So I'm excited about that.
Where's the booth at?
Central Hall near the doors to cross the greens over to south.
Yeah,
So we're
I mean,
kinda
there's so
right by
much.
the doors.
This is like day 3, and I haven't seen
Yeah.
not having
Yeah.
seen everything. We got lost a lot of times. At least I did, but he was there to help out. So like, now we gotta go. So
Yeah,
I'm making circles everywhere. So yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, anything cool in terms of lighting? New
Yes.
lighting?
You got anything?
I've been talking a lot, so you go.
Okay, yeah. One is 2 actually. One is Intelitech. They make a ton of different lights, but they have something I'm excited about for those who travel. So think Flex Light, 4 of them, all attached together to a big 2x2, but they fold up into a 10x10 size. So it's something this big that opens up into a massive, it's really rugged, crazy bright. It is bicolor, but it goes from 28 or 23 to 8,000. So the midpoint at its brightest is 56. And as you turn it up or down, depending on your color temperature, you're still getting full output because it sends more wattage to blah, 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 technical stuff. It's very
Usually you
bright,
get half.
very accurate. Yeah,
Wow.
very accurate. Pricing is 11-ish, but it would be more key than you could ever need. Yeah, really, really good stuff. And it packs down to that tiny thing.
This is like at this trip, we brought like a little aperture, a little small light because it's a pain to pack and you're trying to pack light. So
Yeah. So that's really cool. And then shoot, what was the other thing? They also have a bunch of different lights. Oh, this little company, these really young guys who are super ambitious, came up with a 1x1 panel with a traditional yoke, but it's made up of smaller lights that magnetically pop on and off. So you've got 6 little lights that are very bright and bicolor on this one panel, but they can each be removed. One battery can power the whole thing, and wherever you put the battery, that unit, the controls on it control all the panels.
wow.
So you could have like a key light, and then take 2 and do a couple of different lights, or take all of them and do a bunch of different. So you could like shoot an interview like this or your YouTube video, then grab some of those lights and shoot a little tabletop setup, all with this one system. So that looks really, really slick.
Wow.
Yeah, they're over by B&H, owning some variation of that stuff. So, yeah, there's a lot of light stuff.
Yeah, I was so surprised
So
by how
many
much
lights.
light companies
Yeah.
there are, and a lot of them I haven't even heard of.
Yeah,
The ones for me, so I have a lot of aperture gear. They've sent me stuff in the past. I bought a good amount of their stuff too. And I saw last year they had the little light, where you can adjust the beam, and now they have a bicolor, and it can work off of like a power bank.
Yep.
So like for weddings, we have like the bigger ones, but that's going to be a pain. So I want to use these to be able to throw it up on a light stand, a little bit for the dance floor to get some nice backlighting, or for speeches, and having it that small, and I can power it with whatever I want, and it's so adjustable. So I like that. They
Yeah,
have
I got
that-
one of those, and it's
You have one
really,
of those?
really good. The only thing is that, it might be an earlier model or something, but the fan is a little kind of has a mind of its own, but it is ridiculously bright, and that's one of the first LEDs that I've owned that I can actually cut a really nice line on. It's really hard to do.
Nice. So it's a 20,
20D,
20D.
mini 20D, I think.
and they have that. They did the bicolor one,
Right.
which for like weddings, like wherever like the lighting will change. This mixed lighting a lot of times
Yeah.
or whatever. So I can.
I don't know how you guys deal with that. It's like
So,
purple.
Yeah, it
You know?
sucks sometimes. But yeah, to be able to adjust and kind of dial that in.
Yeah, that'd
that's
be
gonna
awesome.
Nice. And I have that 300D. For me, it's overkill. I don't know. I
I'm
think
really
you have
excited about
you're gonna
that.
get one of
Yeah.
them?
Well, yeah, I think so. Just because you could go into an office space, like your office. We talked about this, I think.
Yeah.
Shoot
just
that thing at the
blast
ceiling. Your entire room has this beautiful soft light, and then add one more key on you, and then you're
yeah.
done. Or if you have 3 people or a group of people, just have a 4x4 or 8x8 slap light on that. It's going to be the ultimate like bounce light. But it is a pain with the control
two-
unit. It's like
yeah,
this big,
it's
and then there's
exactly-
another separate thing. So,
but that is
it's
a lot of
cool.
light. And for
a
the-
lot of light for the money.
The price is gonna
Holy
be
cow! Yeah.
really good.
All right, what's the coolest camera you guys got to see or use here?
Coolest camera I saw was probably the Arri Mini or the Mini Alexa. But I mean, that's ridiculous. That Asian company that's developing a 5K.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, really. Yeah.
The Terra. Yeah,
That was cool.
I was looking into that like a year and a half ago. So people pre-ordered like a year, maybe even 2 years ago, and people are still waiting on it. I guess it's 3. They're saying it's 3 months out now.
Okay.
But that thing is tiny. So
It
that
looks
was
pretty
cool
cool.
to see that
Yeah,
in person.
yeah.
And people online, like, they don't even believe, like, in the Facebook groups, they don't even believe that camera exists. So I actually put up a video on the Facebook group, like, hey, this
Yeah.
thing is real, it's right here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was talking to you or someone else, but I'm excited to see. Hopefully, someday companies will do what they did with LEDs with cameras and sensors. That would be really awesome. So instead of just the big 3 or 4, to have like all these
A lot of
companies putting
options.
out little cinnamon 5K cameras or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, who's the coolest person you got to meet and chat with?
This guy.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I can say like the coolest person. Thank you. I think it's just
I
in
put you
general,
under a lot of
so
pressure.
Thank
Now
you.
you
Yeah.
know. There are
No.
so many YouTubers. I think when everyone showed up at the Aperture booth at the same time, that was pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Like everyone, Gabe Dugdale,
I was
Curtis.
there. I met you there afterwards.
Oh really? It was the
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah,
Whatever
it
day
was
that
all
was,
same.
where everyone walked through.
Yeah, I saw Dave Dugdale. He's like, hey, I just was with Caleb Pike. I was with this person. Locke was there. I'm like, where was
Oh,
I?
yeah.
So, and yeah, a lot of the fans too. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So, did you meet Phil Bloom? Or have you met him? in the
I've
past?
met him in the past. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I haven't met
I
him. I
bumped
haven't
into him
seen
a
him
couple
here.
times. Yeah.
So.
All right, is there any new stuff or anything in general that's essential for budget videographers?
Essential. That's depends. But one thing I'm really excited about is this little iFootage USB adapter. Do you see that? So it's the same company that does that slider I was talking about. But any USB battery, you plug it into that as long as you have like 2 amps or higher, and then it outputs to a bunch of different couplers for your camera. So you can go buy, like I have a 12,000 milliamp hour USB
You plug
battery.
that into the Sony then?
Yeah, Sony, Panasonic, GH5, whatever. It works
So does
really
it change?
well.
Does it change like the voltage or? anything
Yeah,
like that?
you have to have enough amps so it can convert it. It boost converts 5 to I think 7.2 to
It's like what
8.4.
Sony is, like, or a lot of cameras are in that.
Yeah, everything's in that
Yeah.
range. Yeah. And all the batteries that we use, even though they say 7.2, they're actually 8.4 fully charged, and they discharge to 7.2.
Oh, so it can accept the
Yeah,
range.
it's that range. Yeah, when it's below 7.2, usually the camera turns off. So that's a really slick little piece of tech. Then you can buy a ton of those like anchor batteries,
Yeah,
little battery
cheap.
indicators on them, and you're good to go.
Yeah, we have a couple.
Yeah.
Too.
So it has a little quarter 20, and so that's kind of slick. I don't know if it's essential, but it's
Yeah,
from buying 1,000 FW50s for your
Yeah, that's true.
Sony stuff.
We have a lot.
Yeah.
And now Sony's going to change over to the newer, bigger ones, which is nice.
Oh, they are?
Well, my guess is now that they created the bigger batteries, I'm guessing going forward it's going to be.
I've always wanted them to switch to the F something 50, not the FW, FM50. Similar amount to the big batteries from Sony, but it's small. They used to use that.
Yeah, these ones are.
So what they have on that ridiculous thing that goes underneath the camera, this like $500 battery thing, is that what those batteries are?
Yeah, those batteries. And those batteries, we were shooting on the A9, and like I didn't shoot through the whole battery, but I just rounded, and it would be like 2.5 hours of 4K recording on one battery.
Wow.
If it would continue to go the same way,
Right.
the percentage per minute drain. So yeah, that's huge change.
That's impressive. Yeah.
So yeah, as far as essentials, I mean, I think as filmmakers, we're really spoiled with so much great gear for a very low price. Even like starting out when I started out, which wasn't too long ago, what we have now for the money is really nice.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like G7 best camera for the money.
500-ish bucks.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, anything new in software asset management? Yeah, I don't know.
Like asset, like importing, managing media.
Maybe,
a little
yeah.
bit like that. I've been looking into Synology's big NAS boxes, because someday we were talking about both of us want to eventually build studios and have editors and multiple studios and stuff. So figuring out data and how can I have 4 editors accessing the same media. So QNAP has a really slick 4 Thunderbolt 3
We were
outputs.
looking at it yesterday.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, we did some
and
testing on it,
Synology
too.
is really solid too. Their OS is really, really great. You have like a 12 bay, everyone can reach in and grab media, so that's cool.
Yeah, as far as software, just on the software side, I was really shocked by Blackmagic dropping the price to $299 from $1,000.
Yeah.
And then making it a lot faster. I think that's good. I think their user base is going to just shoot up.
Yeah.
Now that they keep improving it, improving speeds, functionality on the editing side. I personally don't use it. I've used it a little bit in some of the tests. We mainly edit with Final Cut. But at that price point where people are frustrated paying $50 a month, and especially
The
if they're-
drama, like Final Cut came out 10, and then it like Premiere skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of coming back to
There
10
are,
is
more
really
people
popular,
yeah.
and Premiere people are really, really upset with a lot of
Yeah, and I
stuff.
see like if you're using the other apps, After Effects, especially if you're tied into something else, then it's a lot harder. But if you're paying $50 a month and you're just using Premiere, I think for $299 buying it one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be pretty popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any other good deals here at NAB? Like,
Specific
revealed?
deals to the show.
Yeah.
I think most people aren't
NAB is a
selling
good
anything,
place to check.
right?
NAB, what?
Most people aren't selling anything,
No,
right?
not.
I know some of the Chinese companies.
No, not selling. If you're here on Thursday,
That's what.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they're selling directly here. They do have a lot. A lot of companies will have a deal going on at the same time, but I can't think of any. B&H usually
Blackmagic-
covers most of that.
Yeah, I think actually not Black. I think Adamus. I think they have a sale during NAB on. I think it's their $1,500 recorder. It's like $13. Don't quote me on this. That's just what I heard.
Sound
during
Devices,
NAB.
now that I remember, Sound Devices had something too. So
I'm not sure for that.
That's about it for
About
now,
it?
yeah.
How much people are on there?
93 right now.
sweet.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Caleb, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully the quality wasn't
Yeah.
too horrible. So I think if we're gonna keep doing something like this, we'll be more prepared and it'll turn out better next time. So don't forget to go over to Caleb's channel if you're not yet subscribed. Subscribe to him, and then we should have another video together
Yep.
with the GH5. So it's gonna be better for you guys to watch. And we're gonna talk about what our favorite things were from NAB here. So thank you guys for watching,
Thanks.
and see you in the next video.